And now, on with the show.
Hey guys, I'm going to show you a cool little thing I like to do sometimes. It has a lot of applications, be it on your hi-hat and your snare, your bass, your main three, or you can do it on your toms, or you can do it anywhere. It's just, you can do it in fills, you can do anything. So what it is it's just, starts out with 3 hits. And when I'm thinking about it, I like to think of it as like, you can make weird little noises like chick, tut, boom. Your hi-hat, your snare, your bass. Chick, tut, boom. So that's going to be... So you're going to put them in order. You're going to do that. And this seems really simple and easy, and it gets... You got to start it slow, and then it'll actually sound cool. So let's try to do it slow. And it's just getting those 3 in order where you're not going to get them closer together. I've seen a lot of people do it where it turns into something different. So what you're going to do is just nice and steady. So it sounds kind of easy, and it doesn't sound like anything yet. So less space we have in between all of them, we can put them all closer and kind of do it a little bit faster. And again, the important thing is don't lose what you have. So chick, tap, boom is turning into something like chitta, boom, chitta, boom, chitta, boom. So let's do it faster. And it's important to do that and do it steady. Everyone, I mean, I feel like being a drummer, it automatically means everything you do, you have to speed up. Because that's the fun stuff, but it's so important to practice it slow. So now, practice that on a loop, just those 3, so you lock them in. Let's do it a little bit faster. And I'm going to bring in a snare on 2 and 4, just to kind of make it actually into a beat. So nothing too crazy fast. We'll show you kind of an example of how you can do this and really kind of like, you know, impress people with something that's not too tricky. So what we're going to do is the same thing, a little bit faster, using our other hand to make the snare on the 2 and 4, just to kind of turn it into a real beat. So here we go. Good. So you can see I kind of did some rolls in there. So this is like the foundation of doing some cool stuff. You don't want to kind of get stuck in doing that beat over and over again, which is true for every drum beat. It's pretty crucial to not be the one beat drummer, you know, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to show you how to kind of use it within another beat. And this will be using the idea maybe for half a measure, maybe on 3 and 4, we'll use it as a little fill within a measure. So, yeah, let's try it. Cool. So we took it, and we took it to a different place, which is important with drumming, because I feel like everything builds off of the main, you know, the main original beat, which is obviously kind of we're not going to do it today, but everything kind of builds off of that. And most pop music and most songs, you're just playing that. So now, to go to the second level of it, and this is all just building on it. Originally, the original thing to practice is the boom, ch, ta. No, sorry, got it reversed. So, practice that, and then you can start to add other stuff. Now we're going to add a double on our kick in the same place that we were doing the bass drum before, but it's just going to be a little 16th note on the bass drum. So it's going to sound more like... And it's easier to do kind of faster because it fits better. So we're going to kind of speed it up. So it's kind of a continuous like cycle there if you don't add in the snare. So we're going to now kick it up a notch in speed and add this snare again to give it that real body that a beat needs to have to make people kind of dance and stuff. So we're going to just jump right in with the kick, double kick, snare, and hi-hat, and maybe some rolls. Good, and I kind of like the single bass drum better because it's cleaner. That gets kind of muddy, but it's a good option to know. So those are the couple things you should know about just how it starts from just 3 things and then it builds into something else. When you practice it, though, you don't want to get caught up doing something where it flips to. You can, and it's all good rhythm, so practice them, but this particular one that we're doing is the example of that hi-hat, snare, bass in order. Cool. Now that's your first lesson here. So definitely practice that stuff. But the next thing we're going to do, which is a very cool technique to kind of make it sound, I think it makes it sound like you have a double bass drum pedal, even if you don't. Like in this case, I'm playing with a single pedal, which I prefer just because I like doing single stuff with my right foot. But with a double bass pedal, this riff sounds even better because it's just, that's what double bass does. It just makes things sound fuller. So what we were doing before, instead of the, we're going to go. So you're going floor tom, tom, bass. And it doesn't sound like anything here, just like it didn't on the first one. So now let's speed it up a little bit. Same thing where you want to have everything be in the same kind of order time-wise, where things, you don't want, or something like that. Everything has to be perfectly in time, which isn't that hard. It kind of, it seems more difficult than it is. So let's do, we're just going to speed it up a little bit and kind of get that like a rolling, flowing kind of sound out of it. So it already kind of has that, like that quicker, continuous, deep sound. Now, we're going to speed it up, same as we did last time. We're going to speed it up, do it faster, and bring in the snare. And we're going to do that with your right hand. So I'm going to do this slow so you can see it. So floor, tom, bass, snare, tom, bass. I think I said that right. So now we're going to speed it up. And there's 2 ways to do it. You can do it without the snare, or we'll just kind of do a crazy all-around thing too. So here we go. So that had some extra stuff in there with doing a double, which is same thing we did before. Which relies more on the foot. That's definitely more just practicing your foot. But it all comes into the boom, boom, boom. The technique of doing them in order. So another good thing to do, that's all very uniform. Which is cool, but, when someone's like, hey, can you rip a solo real quick? And, it's always kind of like, I guess so, if you're not, like, really feeling it or, prepared or even mentally ready to do that. So you can just sit down and do that same technique, but all around. So, like... Now, yeah, that didn't turn out as cool as expected, so you want to practice it. But yeah, it's kind of just going everywhere, and you want to get comfortable in not having your right and your left get crossed up, so you kind of get like pretzeled up in there. But it's a cool technique to actually just to incorporate. And again, using the other stuff that we did before. You don't have to do it only on your hi-hat. You can do it on your ride. Like, good. So that's a good thing to start practicing. Start trying to incorporate just that technique in your actual beats, because it gets real boring to just sit there and before actually hearing any results. But if you stick with it, it should be worth it, and a really cool technique to use in anything you do with the drums.